On to the other side, we're going to tackle the lower right wisdom tooth this time. Well, this one's still angled towards the midline. The only difference is this isn't under the gum like the other one. As you can see, it's already exposed. So I put a little incision along the edge because we're still going to have to get up under the gum a little bit. So we'll try to do as much of this through the socket as we can. Same thing, we're going to go ahead and separate the two roots. So keep everything on the cheek side. Not very many structures are important in that area compared to towards the tongue. Same thing, all that pressure is put upwards, not we're not pushing through the tooth because we don't want to puncture through that. All we want to do is just make enough of a groove that we can go in and split that tooth in half. Stay away from that tongue nerve there. Everything's done on the cheek side. Take the elevator and do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and separate the tooth. Put a little upward pressure on it, and there one root comes. Alright, now we'll get up underneath with the elevator and see if we can get that other bit of tooth out. This one's a little bit tight. There we go. Since this was erupted, there weren't too many remnants of the cyst that was around the tooth when it was forming, but we'll still clean out what we can. And we'll go ahead and irrigate all the debris. In this case, we'll only really need one stitch to put that back together, since this tooth was already exposed. Try to put that tissue back where we found it. Allow that to heal up well. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and take on that upper right wisdom tooth. This is what we call soft tissue impaction. It is up under the gum, but it's coming in a pretty straight position, so we won't have to separate the roots on that. Now we'll make an incision to get some of that gum tissue out of the way and expose the, what we'll call the crown of the tooth. Use that periosteal elevator to move that gum back. And then we'll get the elevator in there and we'll put a little bit of selective pressure on there. Kind of use the tooth ahead of it as what we call a fulcrum to use a little bit of leverage on that. This one's taking a little bit of extra time. Usually it'll pop out a little easier than that. So we'll see what we're up against here on why this is taking a little extra time. Here it finally comes. We'll kind of investigate and see what all we've got here. And lo and behold, we've got some really what we call dilacerated roots. Those are 90 degree. Look at this one here. That we just happened to be lucky on that. It snapped as we took it out, but just happened to hold on to the rest of the root. So we just got lucky on that one. So we'll do the same thing. We'll go ahead and sew that tissue back where we found it. Now for the last one. I'll take that upper left wisdom tooth out. Now this one is not only is it not impacted, but it's not under gum tissue either. So this is what we would call an uncomplicated extraction or simple extraction. No need to get tissue out of the way. Just apply some selective pressure. It's not brute force. Gotta use some finesse. But there it comes. And believe it or not, that actually is how long it takes in those cases. And the reason for that you'll see in just a second here. What we've got, remember how the roots were very curved on the other tooth. In this particular tooth, that all those roots were together, and they were in such a way that they were what we call cone shaped, and they were not much of an issue to take out.